Well, hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to UpNorthLive Unscripted. I'm Allie Baxter, and I'm filling in for the queen of Unscripted, Maya Engel, today. She is going to have a few days off to celebrate something very special, and that is her birthday. I know she's got some pretty fun weekend plans, especially some outdoor weekend plans for her birthday. So is Mother Nature going to cooperate for her? Well, there's only one man that can answer that question for us. I'm going to go ahead and bring in meteorologist Joe Charlevoix. I believe he is ready. I'm going to go ahead and add him here. All right. Hey, Joe, how's it going?
Good. How are you? You described it well with Maya. She's the queen of the unscripted show.
So true. She does.
Yeah.
Well, if she's the queen, I feel like you're the king of the unscripted show.
I just play my role, do the weather. But it's nice to have you, Allie, fill it in tonight and into next week as well. I don't know if you've been outside this afternoon. I know we've both been working, but it's a little gray and a little like fall-like out there today.
It definitely was. It was definitely giving me some of those pre-fall vibes, especially after that really hot weather that we had for so long.
Yeah, that was like a week ago. Remember how it was in the 90s and some spots and pretty warm. We'll get a little practice for fall tomorrow. And then it's not going to last very long. We'll get back up near 80 next week. There is the chance, too, for some rain. Some areas a little more likely than others, and we'll have a look at that, Allie, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe. Thank you for that preview. We'll see you soon. All right. So first thing on our agenda tonight, we are talking about one of the stories that was in our newscast earlier, and it ties in a little bit with our question of the day today. But first, to set the scene for you, Grand Traverse County voters, they're going to decide on a $6.5 million millage renewal for the Grand Traverse County Road Commission. Now, this was brought before county commissioners today at a special meeting today. And there was a little bit of discussion about what they wanted to see from this millage. And so we are actually going to go ahead and show you a little bit of that meeting and some of the debate it inspired between the Grand Traverse County Road Commission and commissioners. I'll go ahead and play that for you now.
70 miles of chip seal this year on our roads. So, coming from the maintenance stance, definitely that's the place to attack it. But without the millage, we won't be able to deal with the basic maintenance issues. I know the question's been asked, why not ask for more? And, I think I talked about it a little bit before, and we do have a little bit conservative board. There's concern mostly if that did not pass, what's it going to look like? And it's going to affect the county greatly if that one mill doesn't pass, because we won't be able to do any road projects.
Hope is not a plan. And this one millage proposal is hope, because if we don't have it, our roads are going to get really bad. If we do pass this, our roads will get less bad. Why don't we get good roads? Why don't we do what it takes? So your math that you showed us said that you need close to 3 mills to maintain and improve. If we want better roads than we have today, we need to offer the public an option to get better roads than we have today. We're not even offering the public that option at this point. This is probably one of the very few areas I would support more government. I hate saying that. It hurts to say it, but I think we really need to reconsider what the Road Commission has sent us, because hope is not a plan.
So definitely a little bit of pushback there. I know roads are something that everyone across Michigan is super passionate about. So that's what inspired our question of the day today. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up for you. How would you rate the condition of the local roads in your community? Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was based on numbers, but it looks like we have some letters here. So I say it's more like, how would you grade the condition of the local roads in your community? So we've got A, B, C, D, and F, unfortunately. And it looks like not many people think that they have even A+ or A- roads. It seems that most of them believe they have a D or an F. It sees 28% for D and 28% for F. And so we're going to read some of your comments. We did have some people chiming in. And if you want to leave a comment, we have the QR code on your screen right there. So I'm going to pull up some of the comments that people left earlier today on Facebook. And Cindy, chiming in from Roscommon County, she said, in Roscommon County, road construction's been going all summer along with the highway. Daniel saying, I drive often on the left side of the road in Jackson County. And then Martha saying, potholes for 3 years on her street in Cadillac. Brian actually commented a fun little GIF of a destroyed road in his car trying to navigate it. We like that GIF, Brian. Jeff saying, far better than downstate. He believes that Antrim County Road Commission does a really good job operating with a pretty slim budget. So again, if you would like to go ahead and chime in on the conversation, leave your comments and thoughts about the condition of the local roads in your community, you can scan that QR code right there. We'll be bringing it back up in just a second. But for now, I am going to go ahead and introduce one of our stories today. This is something that our anchor Mark Chalette worked on. Now, he got to do something pretty exciting today. Now, he got to dive into a different career. So in most typical jobs, when you plan to retire, you don't have to find your replacement. There's usually somebody waiting for you. But Garth Ward doesn't have a typical job. So his mission is to find the next swarm trooper, as he calls it, to make a little more sense. So I'm going to go ahead and play Mark's story now.
Is the power that gets you up every day, that makes you move, that makes you want to, that gives you the passion of your work. And to me, that is the bees.
Bees give Garth Ward a purpose. And when he needs it most, the hum of the hive gives him a sense of peace.
Sticking your head in a hive that's so noisy with bees that it's frightening, but it's also like music. You know, it's harmony. I see that as harmony.
I first met Garth years ago out on the road, literally answering the call that a swarm of bees needed rescuing and rehoming.
I got several calls about bees in my attic, about bees next to my door, about bees. So I coined the phrase swarm trooper.
Coined the phrase, decorated his truck, and got to work, saving bees from becoming the victims of an exterminator.
A swarm trooper is a special kind of maniac. He's the guy that goes after the bees up a ladder with a vacuum on his back and a knife ready to cut them out of your house.
Garth's love of the all-important bee knows no limits, but his body does.
At 72, I'm not the swarm trooper I used to be. So I'd like to try and train somebody to do this.
He's scaling back and preparing for retirement as a swarm trooper, but looking for someone else to take up the mission.
There's only 2 of us in northern Michigan that can extricate the bees from your house.
He's willing to teach and train a replacement who has the right qualifications.
Mainly, it's the love of bees you need, because the hum of the bees will keep you going.
He's looking for someone out there willing to learn and love the all-important pollinators.
I'm hoping someone sees this and someone will want to come down and help the old man out.
Because the way Garth sees it, these little guys aren't only worth saving, they're worth celebrating.
They link us all together. They take what the Creator gave them and they make stuff out of it.
And I'm going to go ahead and bring Mark in. I had to scroll to find him down here. We've got a lot of people joining Unscripted today. All right. And there's Mark right there joining us from a parking lot. Mark, you got pretty far down the road, it seems. We just saw you.
Yeah, I've got a parking lot where I seem to always join Unscripted from, and it works. It's a little windy out here today, so let me know if the wind noise becomes a problem. It's kind of a cool evening across northern Michigan tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. And you got to be outside earlier as well for your story. And what I thought was really cool was this is not the first time that you've met Garth before.
No. Originally, we got a tip that there was this bee swarm just near Interlochen. And so we went out there to see what they were doing about it. And here's Garth on the ground with a shop vac that he's modified. And he was more than glad to let me watch him work and let him do his thing. And he can go through this swarm of hundreds of bees. He finds the queen, he puts the queen in the box and he sucks up with the vacuum cleaner all the other bees. And then he brings them back to his sanctuary that he has here in Grand Traverse County. And he raises them from there. And really, Garth's a colorful man who clearly has a passion for bees. And this is what he loves to do, and he finds peace in this. And really, his goal is, with the declining bee population that we have, and there have been a lot of stories about that over recent years and how important bees are for pollinating all of our crops here in northern Michigan. He wants to do everything he can to preserve these bees. a lot of these homeowners that call him, a lot of people that discover these swarms of bees that have accumulated, their only other call would be to an exterminator, um, who's going to get rid of the bee problem, but you're still going to have other problems, mainly the hundreds of pounds of honey that lots of times these bee swarms have made in houses and whatnot. So Garth goes out there with his shop vac, and some respect for these animals, and he manages to move an awful lot of them back to his hives and allow them to be the bees that they were intended to be.
So, what kind of a person is Garth looking for? Obviously, someone that's very interested in learning the art of beekeeping, but what qualities does that take? What kind of characteristics do you need?
Well, Garth says you can make money doing this. You can produce, if you have all these bees, you can produce honey. He's not a huge fan of the bees to rent that get traveled all across the country to pollinate fields and everything. Not a big fan of that. So he wants somebody that has a passion. You're absolutely right. The paycheck in doing what he does is the passion. You can make a little money on the side doing it, and especially if you're going out to remove something, you can make money doing that. But you have to have that passion. You have to have somebody that's willing to learn, because Garth knows a lot about bees. And you go talk to Garth for a little bit, you're going to talk a lot because he's fascinating and he knows bees. So if you're willing to learn and realize the importance of the job, he can get you to where you need to go. And again, Garth is not retiring right now. He's willing to work on low areas and everything like that. He's not a fan of climbing ladders or putting himself physically in a spot where he could be in a pinch. So he's willing to help the next person in trade. He's not just going to set somebody loose with a shop vac and say good luck. He'll walk you through it, but he's looking for somebody that's passionate about the work. And Garth, I've watched Garth over the years rescue bees. It's fascinating to watch him do what he does, and he's very calm, because the beard, the first thing he tells you when you go hang out with him at the hives is he's just like, be cool. The bees can set here, so just be cool. Yeah, let me tell you, nothing gets you cooler than a swarm of bees in this hive. You're like, okay, I'm going to try to be really cool here. And you just sit next to them and you hear the buzz, and they don't really care too much that you're there. And so it is very soothing. It's zen like. It could be a spa treatment somewhere. It's very, very cool to watch him work and to be around the bees. It, I've done a couple stories with him. You always walk away feeling a little bit better, and having a little more appreciation for how important these insects are to our society.
Well, Garth sounds like an excellent mentor. Mark, I have one more question for you. If someone is interested in being this person for Garth, how do they reach him?
Well, the best way to reach him, and we have a link on our website, UpNorthLive.com, is actually through his Facebook page. So that's the best way. So go look for Garth Ward on Facebook. You'll know that you're in the right spot when you see tons of videos of him removing bees. That's the Garth you need to talk to. If you find a Garth Ward somewhere and there aren't a lot of bees on it, you're on the wrong page. Keep looking. But you can find Garth on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, Mark, we will let you go ahead and enjoy your weekend. Thanks for joining us on Unscripted. And we are getting ready to head into our first commercial break. And while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and put back up our question of the day. And as a reminder, the question of the day is, how would you rate the condition of the local roads in your community? I'm going to keep that QR code up for those of you who are joining us online, so you are able to scan it. And we have Weather with Joe coming up. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted. Well, welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted. We are going to go ahead and go into some weather now. So I'm going to bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Joe, long time no see.
How have you been since I last saw you?
You know, pretty good, pretty good. I had a lot of time to reflect on what I would like to do this weekend in light of some of the weather information that you have shared with us. I don't think I was really wanting to kayak this weekend. I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
You could probably get away with it, but yeah, you might dodge a few showers. Maybe the following weekend.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pencil that in for next weekend because Joe told me so. So I'm going to take that caution.
Well, good idea. This is what it looks like out there tonight, Allie, across northern Michigan. And it looks like fall with all those weather cameras there.
Ooh. I love seeing all the different weather cameras we have.
Drummond Island, Petoskey, Traverse City, Cadillac. You can see just that fall look out there to the sky. And that is some lake effect clouds. We're going to get a few showers coming out of these too. You see the 4 different spots there. What's setting this up tonight is low pressure northeast of Lake Superior, way up there. And then if you look up in New York State, way up there, that's the remains. Remember Hurricane Debbie? There's the remains of that working through New England. So some rain with that. But that area of low pressure north of Lake Superior, there's quite a bit of rain and cooler air wrapping around that tonight. That's what it looks like. And so these clouds have rolled in, and not far behind are some showers. Here's a little different perspective of that with these showers across the UP, parts of Wisconsin. These will become a little more numerous tonight through part of the day tomorrow. So as we take a look at what to expect for the weekend, there's right now, you can see some of these showers tonight. There's 11, 12 o'clock, right around the late news. And then tomorrow we get into the morning. The one thing I will say for the weekend, if you're down around, let's pick Reed City tomorrow morning, probably some sun. Newberry, pretty cloudy with showers in the morning. So the further north you are, the more likely to see some of those showers, but clouds will kind of fill in during the day, and there's that chance for rain during the afternoon and evening, wrapping around that area of low pressure. That shower activity will continue through tomorrow night, off and on showers. And then we get into Sunday. I still think a few showers hanging on, but the trend to Sunday is for the rain to gradually come to an end. And here's a little better look at that. You can see where the heavier rain, or at least the more steady rain, will fall across the UP. For instance, Newberry, perhaps up to a half inch or so of rain. As you get down around Cadillac, Big Rapids, Ludington, Clare, a lot less down that way. Let's see what else we got here. The Northwestern Michigan Fair is continuing. Last day tomorrow in Grand Traverse County, 70 degrees, mostly cloudy, a few showers at times for that. And while we have highs in the 60s and those showers around tomorrow, it's not going to last very long. A little touch of fall in the air tomorrow, but then look at next week. Dry weather, Monday through Friday, at least that's what's in the forecast currently. We're back into the 70s on Monday and then close to 80. So even though it is going to cool down here, Allie, and a little bit of rain at times over the weekend, it's not going to last all that long, and we'll be back up to 80 degrees and pretty pleasant weather next week again.
All right, I'm excited to hear that. One little bit of summer, it seems. I'll take it.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so we are going into our next commercial break. When we come back, Sports Director Harrison Beebe will be with us. We're going to have a conversation about some sports, but I'm going to go ahead and put up our question of the day for those of you who are joining us online. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted. Welcome back, everyone, to Up North Live Unscripted. We are going to go ahead and turn things over to our sports director, Harrison Beebe. I'm going to add him to the conversation now. Harrison, this is so fun because normally we are staring at each other during Unscripted from across our desktops, but now I actually get to see the experience of like talking to you through it.
And can we confirm to everybody that this is actually my desk? It's not yours, even though you do a lot of reporting from my desk.
That is
You put
true.
that up?
I do use Harrison's desk. If that spot ever looks really familiar, especially with like the fire hydrant right behind him, or not the fire hydrant, what do you call
Yeah,
it?
it's a
I'm
fire
blanking on
extinguisher. It's an extinguisher.
an extinguisher. Thank you. I know we're always trying to like block it with our heads so that people don't
Yeah,
see it.
that's why. Yeah, insider tip this Friday evening if you tuned in. There's a fire hydrant behind my head.
Exactly. Well, Harrison, kick things off. What are we looking at in the sports world?
Well, Allie, might as well lead with the thing wrapping up. The Olympic Games going to be done officially on Sunday, but they're kind of winding down the final few events in these final few days here. What's been your favorite part of the Olympics so far?
I love watching track and field. I think specifically, I love watching Sydney McLaughlin just continue to shatter her world record every single time she does the 400-meter hurdles. That's always my favorite part.
Yeah, she destroyed everybody in that competition yesterday. As a track and field competitor in high school, I'm right there with you. Track is a lot of fun. It goes really long. There's a ton of events that are spread out. I mean, we were watching the steeplechase in the newsroom the other day. I remember you asking me, how's the steeplechase work? There's an event for everybody. Allie, did you know today they were doing breakdancing at the Olympics? That was a
Yeah,
real thing
this is
going
going to
on.
be the first time, right? This is the first time breakdancing was going to be introduced, and everyone was really looking forward to it.
The clips I've seen are a little strange, but you know what? I guess whatever gets any form of competition in there that somebody devotes their whole life to. I certainly haven't devoted my whole life to that or any athletic achievement to that point. So props to them for getting on the grand stage and busting a move.
Well, Harrison, I know we don't have that much time left together, but can you give us a quick sneak peek of what you're going to be working on next week?
Next week will be high school football. Those practices begin Monday. I do, before we go, though, want to say the Pittsburghers, unfortunately for baseball senses, are on life support here. They are down a game and a half to the Kalamazoo Growlers. The Growlers are about to go up 2 games because they're playing a doubleheader today. And that's going to mean in these final 2 games for both teams that Kalamazoo needs to lose both and Traverse City needs to win both to get into the playoffs next week. So it's not looking good for Pittsburghers to be in the postseason. We know this team's won 2 Northwoods League titles before, but they're going to need a lot of help. They're going to get back in them again this year.
All right. Well, thanks for that update, Harrison. I'm going to quickly throw up our question of the day. We're going to check in one more time with it when we come back. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted. Welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted. I'm going to read one more comment before we say goodbye. Trina chimed in. She said she gives her roads an F, saying she lives on a dirt road in Sheboygan with a gravel pit on it with all the big heavy trucks, does a lot of damage. Well, thank you for joining us on Up North Live Unscripted. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.